Welcome back, everyone. We are looking into the Sacramento Regionals. This time, we are making a tier list for what I think will be the dominant decks and what will be like just regular decks. So we start up with the Lost Box. The Lost Box engine is super strong. Looking into this, we have some new terrestrialized, and the big one is the new Lost Box Pikachu. And I'm actually unsure about it. I kind of want to put it in S tier, but we haven't seen that many big results online for it, so I'll put it in the high A tier for now. But it's a deck I will definitely look out for because it hits super hard. It's decently tanky, like it's 200 HP, but the ability from Pikachu makes it super tanky. So people might take with some extra casting colognes. Like it's something you have to take for if you're playing there. Personally, I will not be playing in Sacramento. I wish I did, but yeah. Next up, we have Lost Box with Tina. I think that deck is pretty much dead. I don't see how it will could perform well, because the V-Star power of Giratina, yeah, sure, it gives a KO, but you use so many resources in your Lost Zone, so it's kind of difficult. Next up, we have Lost Box with the Zard, the Radiant Zard. I will put that in the C tier. I don't think it will be dominant, but it works pretty solid and it has a good damage unit in Zard. So it can one-shot stuff like Raging Bolt and what it'll the regular Lugia, the Miraidon matchup. Like there's some matchups that perform well into. Then we have Dragapult Pidgeot. Dragapult Pidgeot is like a control engine for Dragapults, and I will put it in B. The reason I don't put it in A is because when you play two stage evolution lines, it's hard to set it up. You need double candy and double, like you need to Arven for candy or Ultra Ball, and sometimes it's difficult to get everything in hand. Then we have the one with Tatsugiri, Dragapult Tatsugiri. Super strong performances, and we also have seen someone at the new with Dusk Noir, and the Dusk Noir line just gives so much control into this deck, so I think that will be something we have to look out for. Next up, we have Iron Thorns. I think Iron Thorns will perform pretty poorly because we have seen Iron Thorns kind of fall off, and we don't see as many Lugias. We don't see any big EX style decks with abilities. Like the new ones are Ceruledge and Hydreigon and Archaludon. And Iron Thorns doesn't really stop them. It only stops Archaludon, kinda. But yeah. So I think it's too squishy and hits too low to be a big threat. I'll put it in C. Then we have the Shenpao with Iron Hands. Shenpao needs Baxcaliburs as a backbone to work, and with all this bench damage we have, like, I don't see a way it will work well. So I will put Shenpao into D tier. The new Lost Box, no, Ancient Box. So the thing is, Ancient Box is super solid. It has some hard-hitting attacks, and they got a big tool with the new Koraidon, who can hit hard if you lose one. So I will actually put Ancient Box into B tier. Next up we have Goldengo. Goldengo has seen super solid performances and it's actually performed quite well to some tournaments. We haven't seen him win anything in a while. Like if we go to Limitless, I have opened it here. You can see it hasn't won, but it got third in LAIC and LAIC Juniors. It got 22nd. In Singapore, it got second. Like, we have some decent results, and they just got a new big tool. They just got the Energy Search Pro, so I think Goldengo will at minimum be top A tier. Kind of want to put an S, but I'm not too confident in it. Snorlax Stall. So, in general, I don't think Stall is the strongest deck at all. I think Stall is a solid deck. But when we go into Sacramento, we need to think about the fact that it's a new archetype. We just got added Searching Sparks, and when a new set is out, decks always tend to be, like Stall and Control decks always tend to be way stronger than usual. So for this specific tournament, I think Stall will be a S tier. I also think that will be the case for Stuttgart, because it's still relatively new with the Searching Sparks. So yeah. Next up we have Palkia. Palkia V-Star is again a bit weird one. I will take both Palkias and the Terrapagos at the same time, because those three decks actually kinda mix together sometimes. So Palkia Dusknar is super strong if you set up, but if you can't get the setup running, it's kinda inconsistent. And I think, yeah, I will put an A, but with Palkia Noctowl it's like almost the same power level, those two. I kind of want to put them together because they are both super strong. Then we have Terrapagos Control Dusknar. I have one big issue with that deck, and that is how squishy Terrapagos is. And you need the Pidgeot, and you rely on double turbo energy. And in my opinion, that makes decks really weak when they rely on that, so I will actually put it in B tier. Next up we have Pidgeot EX Control. This is not a high elo deck. It's not the highest one. You will not see a lot of it, but those you see played are usually really skilled players and perform insanely well. So I think we will put Pidgeot Control in high B, because it will be something that will have good odds, but it's not the big one. Charizard, in my opinion, I hate Charizard. I don't want to see it in meta, but I actually think it has some good potential and can end up dominating, so I will put that in high B. Like B tiers is those you can see at day 2 and can perform well in day 2. A tier is those I would be surprised if we don't see, and S tier is those I expect to actually be able to win the tournament. Then we have Raging Bolt. This is the best turbo deck in my opinion, Raging Bolt, but I don't think turbo decks will be the best play. But if you want to play turbo, play Raging Bolt. Miraidon is also a turbo, and it's really close, but it has a few bad matchups. The issue with Miraidon is it's not able to one-shot Pult, it's not able to one-shot Sard or Goldingo. Like, there's so many decks that can't one-shot, which, except if you discard a lot of energy with Raichu, which I think gives it issues. So that's why I put Miraidon lower than Raging Bolt. Then we have Ricky Drago, the big bad, and I think it will continue this way. I think it will continue being number 1 deck in the meta. Bayonet Gardevoir, again a control archetype. I don't think it's super strong. It has some really good potential if you're a good player, but the deck in general, I think it's a C tier. The thing is, it has such a high skill ceiling, and you need to be such a good player for it to work really well. So yeah. Roaring Moon EX. I will put it in C. It has a good secondary attack, which can one-shot Pika and can one-shot everything basically, except one big thing: Mist Energy. Mist Energy, and it's out of the game. Like, it doesn't work that well then. And it only hits for 100, except if you discard a stadium. But discarding stadiums can be really risky, so I don't like it. I like it more as a tool in the ancient box than a deck for its own. Ceruledge EX, it performs super well in online, and definitely think we need to look out for it, so I will put it in A tier. Gouging Fire, it's not a good turbo deck. That's how I see it. It's a turbo deck like the Miraidon and the Raging Bolt, but if you want to play turbo, play one of those. Gouging Fire EX is not as strong as they are. Then we have regular Dialga, And when we talk about Dialga V-Star and Archaludon, I wanna put them also on the same time because in its own, I don't think Dialga V-Star is that good. I think it's a max C tier, maybe even D tier. But if you combine Archaludon with a 2-2 line of Dialga V-Star, it can be super strong. Like I have experienced Archaludon on its own it's weak and Dialga on its own is weak, but if you play them together they are super strong. So I will put Archaludon in C tier because if you take it correctly it can perform well. Hydreigon, honestly I put it in C because I know it can be powerful with all that bench damage, but I don't think it's super good. Now we have the new wall with Milotic and Noivern. The thing I don't like about it is the fact that you have to evolve. That's what gives me issues with it. As a wall deck, it works super well and it's super solid, but yeah, I will put it in B tier. And now we have Lugia with Cinccino. Lugia is in general a coin flip deck. Like, if you're lucky, Lugia will work its charm for you, but if not, it's bad. So I will put it in B tier. Also, the thing is, they rely so hard on their Archeops, and 150 is not that healthy for a stage 2, if you ask me. And last off, Gardevoir. So Gardevoir, in my opinion, I think it's an S tier. The reason I say Gardevoir is S tier is because Gardevoir is a kind of control deck, but it's also playing so heavily around one prices, and you can afford to discard energy. And the only like really bad matchup I see for Gardevoir in the coming meta is the Charizard, and the Zard is not popular at the moment. So I think Gardevoir will be the #1 deck to look out for if you want to play. If you want to play Gardevoir and you like the deck, go for it. It will be insane. So yeah, that will be it for me today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and also if you have any comments to this tier list, please let me know. I will put a link to the tier list in the description and where you can make it. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe and take care. Peace out.